After last night's heated confrontation, things have only grown more complicated and emotionally tangled. The tension between the three of them has reached a boiling point, and it's clear that nothing will be the same moving forward. Relationships are being tested, trust is hanging by a thread, and the emotional stakes couldn't be higher. What will happen next? Can they find a way to resolve their differences? Or will this conflict drive an even deeper wedge between them? And more importantly, is there still a chance for healing, forgiveness, or even a fresh start? In today's episode, we dive deeper into the aftermath of the argument. Emotions are raw, truths are uncovered, and tough decisions lie ahead. Each character is forced to confront not only each other, but also their own inner turmoil. Don't miss the latest twists and turns in this gripping story of love, heartbreak, and redemption. The next chapter promises unexpected moments and powerful revelations that might just change everything. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's find out what happens next. Welcome to a brand new episode. Things are just getting started. After returning home, Keat couldn't shake off what had happened at Tuna's house. His mind was spinning with disbelief. He never imagined that Nam, the man he just confronted, was actually Tuna's ex-husband. That revelation hit him hard, and now he was left unsure of how to navigate the situation moving forward. He tried to focus on work, but the thoughts wouldn't stop circling in his mind. What if I had known the truth from the beginning, he wondered. Would things have turned out differently? That question haunted him. He wished he could rewind time, fix the misunderstanding before it spiraled. Now every word, every moment from that evening kept replaying in his head like a broken record. Determined to make things right, Keat made a decision. He needed to find Nam. He had to sit down with him, lay everything on the table, and explain things clearly. Maybe there was still a way to bring peace to all of this before it got even messier. But what Kiet didn't know was that Nam had something else in mind. While Keat was caught up in a storm of emotions, Nam was already moving forward with a calculated plan. Cold, focused, and methodical, he made a phone call to someone unknown, someone who was clearly part of something bigger. And in that quiet moment, Nam's true intentions began to unfold. Whatever he was planning, it wasn't just a simple conversation. It was something deeper, something darker. So what's next? Can Keat step in before it's too late? Or is Nam already too far ahead in whatever twisted scheme he's set in motion? Nam stood silently by the side of the road, right where the path led up to Tuna's house. His posture was calm, too calm as if he had something important to say, or perhaps something more sinister in mind. His eyes were focused, calculating like he'd been planning this moment for some time. He waited quietly, and after a while, he saw Kiet approaching from a distance. Kiet Nam called out, waving, casually, as if everything was fine. Hey, about yesterday, I was out of line. I acted impulsively, didn't know the full story. I let my temper get the best of me. I'm really sorry, man. Kiet, still a little cautious, but open to resolution, nodded slowly. No worries, he said. Honestly, I didn't get the chance to explain myself either. That's why I wanted to talk with you today, to clear the air. Yeah, Nam replied, his tone sincere on the surface. Let's talk it out. The two men began walking slowly down the quiet path, the tension between them seemingly starting to dissolve. But what Keat didn't realize was that this entire encounter was a setup. Nam wasn't alone. From behind the trees, another man emerged, someone Keat had never seen before. He crept up silently, holding a thick wooden stick in his hand. In the blink of an eye, before Kiet even sensed the danger, the man swung the stick with brutal force, slamming it into the back of Kiet's head. Kiet collapsed instantly, his body crumpling to the ground as the world around him went black. Nam didn't flinch. Instead, he rushed forward and with the other man began hitting Kiet repeatedly, making sure he couldn't get back up. Blow after blow landed until Kiet stopped moving altogether. His breath was shallow, his body limp. To Nam and his accomplice, it looked like he was dead. "He's not breathing," the stranger said, catching his breath. "We need to get rid of him fast." Nam looked around, panic and adrenaline swirling together. "There's a stream nearby," he said. "Well, dump the body there." Without hesitation, the two men grabbed Kiet's unconscious body and dragged him down the hillside toward a murky stream that twisted its way through the forest. With a final push, they hurled him into the water and stood there for a moment, watching as his body floated downstream. To them it was over. No more Kiet, no more threat, no more competition. But what they didn't know was that Kiet wasn't gone. Though battered, bruised, and barely conscious, something inside him still fought to stay alive. Beneath the surface of the water, his heart was still beating faintly but persistently. His body drifted with the current, but his spirit hadn't surrendered, and now a question lingers. Will Kiet survive this brutal betrayal? Will someone find him before it's too late? Or will Nam get away with what he's done? This moment marks a chilling turning point in the story. The facade of remorse has been ripped away to reveal Nam's true colors. A man willing to go to any length, even attempted murder, to erase his past and reclaim what he believes is his. As Kiet's fate hangs in the balance, the story takes a darker turn. What once seemed like a tangled love triangle has now become a life-or-death struggle for justice, survival, and the truth. While all this was happening, Tuna had no idea of the danger lurking behind the scenes. She went about her day as usual, heading to work with a smile on her face, but deep down, her heart was uneasy. Something just didn't feel right. Ever since the confrontation between Kiet and Nam, she couldn't shake the feeling that something bad might have happened, especially to Kiet. Her thoughts kept drifting back to him. Was he okay? Did they get into another argument? She tried to push those thoughts aside, but the worry kept building. On her way home from work, she stopped by the market and picked up some of Kiet's favorite pastries. It was a small gesture, but it meant a lot to her. She planned to surprise him at the lumber yard. But when she got there, he was nowhere to be found. She asked around, but no one had seen him that day. Thinking he might be already gone up to her house as promised, she headed home, heart fluttering with anticipation. But as the hours passed, her excitement slowly turned into confusion, then concern. She sat outside, waiting on the front steps, with the pastries still in hand. The sun began to set. The air grew colder. Still no sign of Kiet. He promised, she thought. He said he'd come today. So where is he? What Tuna didn't know, what she couldn't even imagine, was that Kiet was fighting for his life. That only hours ago, he had been ambushed by Nam and a stranger beaten within an inch of his life and tossed into a nearby stream like he meant nothing. And now, as if nothing had happened, Nam was on his way to see her. He arrived at her home with a rehearsed look of regret on his face, trying to mask the darkness in his heart. He knocked gently, then stepped back, trying to look as vulnerable as possible. Tuna opened the door. The moment she saw him, her face darkened. "What are you doing here?" she said coldly. Get out. I don't want to see you again. Nam put his hands together, almost pleading. Please, Tuna. I came to apologize. I know I've hurt you. I was angry, confused. I made mistakes. But I want to fix things. Come back with me. Let's be a family again. She stared at him in disbelief. You want me to forgive you? Where were you when I was struggling to raise our child alone? When I had nothing? When I cried myself to sleep every night? Nam took a step forward. I know, and I hate myself for it. But I've changed. I want to take care of you and our child now. Please, just give me one more chance. Tuna raised her voice, her eyes burning with emotion. No, you don't get to walk back into our lives like nothing happened. You weren't there for us when we needed you the most. If it hadn't been for Keat, my daughter and I wouldn't have survived. Nam's face twisted at the mention of Keat's name. Kiet, he spat. It's always about him, isn't it? You think he's so perfect. Tuna narrowed her eyes. Don't talk about him like that. Nam smirked, his tone turning cold. You won't be seeing him anymore. Her heart sank. What did you do to him? For a brief moment, Nam looked caught off guard, but he quickly forced a laugh. Nothing. Don't be ridiculous. I just meant he's not right for you. I'm your husband. But Tuna wasn't buying it. Her instinct screamed that something was wrong. The way Nam said those words, the shift in his expression, it sent chills down her spine. He continued pleading, promising to change to take care of her and their child. But Tuna had made up her mind. No, I don't want anything from you. And I never will, she said firmly, stepping back inside and slamming the door in his face. Nam stood there, stunned fists clenched at his sides. His plan hadn't gone as expected. And now, Tuna was more suspicious than ever. Inside, Tuna leaned against the wall, heart pounding. She stared down at the untouched pastries in her hand. Her thoughts were no longer just of Keat now. They were filled with dread. What did he mean by that? What happened to Keat? She knew she had to find out the truth, and she knew it had to happen fast. What she didn't know was that somewhere not far away, Keat's body was drifting unconscious, downstream, bloodied, broken, but still alive. His fate was uncertain, his breath faint, but somewhere inside him, a spark still burned, a will to live, a reason to fight, and that reason was her. This is no longer just a story about love and heartbreak. It's about betrayal. It's about survival. It's about how far one person is willing to go for control and how far another is willing to go to protect the people they care about. The question now isn't just whether Tuna will uncover what Nam did. It's whether Keat can survive long enough for her to find him, or whether it's already too late. Stay tuned. The truth is coming, and when it does, it'll shake everything to its core.
Sau khi ăn xong, Kiệt và Tử Nha vẫn ngồi ở bàn, tận hưởng những khoảnh khắc cuối cùng của buổi chiều yên tĩnh bên nhau. Tử Nha mang đến một đĩa thanh long mới hái, chính là loại mà cô đã hái vào sáng sớm. Lớp vỏ hồng tươi và thịt trắng lốm đốm của chúng ngọt ngào và tươi mát. Một kết thúc hoàn hảo cho bữa ăn giản dị nhưng chân thành, và họ vừa chia sẻ. Họ cùng nhau từ từ thưởng thức trái cây, kể chuyện cười đùa trong lúc một thứ đều nhẹ nhàng và yên bình. Mưa đã tạnh và một làn gió nhẹ thổi qua cửa sổ. Đó là một trong những khoảnh khắc hiếm hoi, dịu dàng mà cuộc sống dường như dừng lại, cho phép họ chỉ đơn giản là như vậy. Không lo lắng, không bị gián đoạn, nhưng sự bình yên đó không kéo dài lâu. Từ xa một người xuất hiện, lúc đầu thật khó để nhận ra qua ánh sáng đang mở dần, nhưng khi anh ta đến gần hơn, Biểu cảm của Tử Nha thay đổi. Đó là Nam, chồng cũ của cô. Khuôn mặt anh căng thẳng, bước chân nặng nề và nhanh nhẹn, không báo trước. Anh lao về phía hiên nhà. Nam mày, Tử Nha bắt đầu, nhưng giọng của cô bị cắt ngang. Trước khi cả hai kịp phản ứng, Nam bị đẩy mạnh vai Kiệt, khiến anh loạng choạng lùi lại. Bầu không khí yên tĩnh tan vỡ trong trước mắt. Kiệt lấy lại thăng bằng và giơ tay lên, cố gắng hạ nhiệt, nhưng bầu không khí căng thẳng quá mức. Kiệt và Tử Nha đứng nhìn nhắm mắt. Khi cô gái nhìn sau cánh cửa, chuyện gì xảy ra tiếp theo? Bạn sẽ phải đợi tiếp theo để biết, bởi vì mọi thứ mới bắt đầu trở nên phức tạp.